leprosy means scaly or rough. Scaly or rough. And it's referred to any type of a skin disease. And in pre-scientific age, people were afraid of those skin diseases because they may be contagious. And so people were frightened. And even according to the law of Moses, people with rough and scaly skin stayed away from the people. They had to live outside of the boundaries and the borders. So the people were cast off from the circles of acceptance, and contact was avoided. Literally, they were excommunicated from the community, excommunicated from their families and their friends. When I heard that, I wondered which was more painful, the illness or being excluded from your family and those of the community. I also wondered, at the same time, how many of us have rough and scaly relatives in our own families that we would rather like to avoid rather than to have contact with them. How about rough and scaly people that we meet at work? Rough and scaly people within our communities. Rough and scaly people within the world. And so we can really create two lists, and we probably each have a list. Two lists that kind of direct our thoughts and our actions day by day. So first of all, think of all the rough and scaly persons that you choose to avoid that are in your own family. I bet there's somebody you could put on that list, right? And think of the list, and think of the people that you believe the church should put on that list. And I'll bet you could add people to that list. Now, if we listen carefully to the gospel today, it says that Jesus was moved with a gut-level reaction. He was moved with pity. He was moved with compassion. So it wasn't something just on the surface, but that word meant that he felt it inside of him, deep. Now, some say that the word pity or compassion means kindness and love. And some say that it means anger. So pity can be kindness and love, or pity can be anger. And Jesus, his feeling toward the rough and the scaly people and the outcasts, he felt pity and he felt love and compassion for them. But he also felt anger. He was filled with emotion at the institutions, the attitude, and the behaviors that somehow excluded and marginalized people in their lives. We can see that all through the Gospels. So we are called to do what Jesus did, aren't we? Aren't we called to be the people of Jesus? The Jesus people, the followers of Jesus, disciples of Christ. We're supposed to live in discipleship with Jesus. And so it doesn't mean Jesus just doesn't feel bad about people. Oh, I just really feel bad. These people are sick. Oh, gee, I really feel bad. These people are excluded. Really feel bad that these people are excommunicated. Jesus does something about it, doesn't he? And what does he do to the leper today? He reaches out and touches him. He bends down and lifts him up. He doesn't just feel pity and stand aside. So we are called to do something in our own life about those who say, how many people have you ever heard, I feel like a leper. I feel like a leper when I walk into church. I feel like a leper when I walk into my family. I feel like a leper because of maybe the past. Maybe because of sinfulness. Maybe because they're rough and scaly individuals trying to get through life as best they can. Think of all the rough and scaly people who are just not welcome. And Jesus says we have to have a different attitude. We have to have a different way of dealing with it. It's not enough, again, to feel bad about them. We need to do something, and we need to go beyond those boundaries our church and society observe. Why? Because that's where we'll find Jesus. That's where we'll find the forgotten Jesus, the lost Jesus, the Jesus in despair. That's where we'll find him. And Jesus changed our way of being family in this world, of being related to each other in this world, of dealing with each other in our world. And we really, looking at our world, we really need to do something about it. God bless you.